Garo has easily become one of the most recognizable toku shows as the years go on, standing out to American viewers within this niche medium. I probably don't have to explain Garo at this point. Fans of my channel and just toku in general know of Garo as being that show meant for older audiences. The dark atmosphere and mature storytelling was incredible, not to mention the characters. Oh yeah, those characters are just so good. The Garo series went on hiatus for a while, then returned with specials, movies, and a second season. It was probably a big surprise to see its success branch out and expand to so much in such little time. But there was more. I did mention that the characters were good, and they are. Garo Makai Senki put an emphasis on its sidecast, even having episodes where Koga doesn't transform at all. This goes further to the first season, where there were a couple of episodes that had random civilians be the main story points. We had a couple of specials and movies about side characters, such as in Kiba Gaiden and the Togen Flute. The world of Garo is so interesting, and seeing its characters grow or face their own struggles was ripe for content. Although, there was one character who became a fan favorite, and was in desperate need of his own spin-off, not just a movie, but a whole series. Suzumura Rei is the Silver Fang Knight known as Zero, who first appeared in the first season of Garo. He was a rival to Koga and acted as a bad boy with a sympathetic backstory. You can probably see why he needed his own series, but be careful what you wish for.
0. Black Blood. Episode 1. Dolce.
The nightlife of Tokyo is bustling, monsters around every corner, a bar filled with regulars, and a Makai Knight named Zero is summoned to battle horrors. Fights a group of horrors and calls on his armor. Zero attempts to rescue a civilian when a man in white steps in and takes away another person. The civilian was bathed in horror blood, so he'll be suffering with no way to bring him back. Zero ponders on how he himself wants to rescue people, since at least someone out there cares about those who are lost. The next morning, Zero is awakened by a woman with a Makai blade. Their fight is stopped by another Makai priest. The woman is Yuna, and the man is Kain. Both of them were given orders by the watchdogs to help Zero to stop a horror named Ring. Of course, Zero isn't interested, until Yuna says that Ring is trying to make horrors and humans coexist. Zero thinks about their words, as the first Garo theme plays. He's always been a loner, rarely ever working with anyone, but he wants to stop Ring. We see that Ring's community is a paradise, but we see a man get eaten. He was a sacrifice to keep the community alive, as Ring thanks a woman named Iyu for being what holds everything together.
Episode 2. Community.
A person is texting and driving, then runs someone over. A hand is stuck to the car's wheel. She's pronounced dead. Meanwhile, Rei is told more about Ring and what he does, essentially designating sacrifices in order for less people to be killed by horrors. Zero still doesn't want to work with the Makai priests, leading to a short fight, when Yuna starts to feel physical pain. She says the Makai sword she carries was her father's, who tried going after Ring himself. All that was left to him was a bone from his arm. A person ran away from the car crash. Ring finds him, offering him a chance to live in a utopia with a small chance of being sacrificed. However, staying here means throwing away an entire life. The man's fiancée tries to pull him away, when Ring summons a horror. Luckily, our Makai Knight and priests are here to protect them.
Makai Kishi, you always seem to come just in time.
Tu penses? Pour moi, c'est le moment de prendre le dessert.
During their fight, Yuna has a flashback of Kain imbuing her father's bone into her arm, allowing her to carry his Makai sword. We also learn the man who got into an accident is named Satoshi and his fiancée is Natsumi.
Episode 3. Enemy.
We're introduced more to the utopia, where regular people can't see it, and Ring recruits those who have nowhere else to go. Rei and the others wait for a call from Satoshi, since they figure he's going to call Natsumi at some point. While they wait, Kind says that Yuna is under a lot of stress, getting it from her mother. Speaking of which, her mom was a Makai priestess, but disappeared 10 years ago. Satoshi delivers information to Natsumi, so Rei and the others rush to Ring's utopia. However, they're too late, as Ring already moved all the humans here to a different location.
コミュニティも大きくなったので移動しました。
Rei tells Ring to stop controlling the humans, but Ring says that people are here under their own choice. A fight ensues. Rei becomes a Makai rider for a second, then his bike blows up. EU steps onto the battlefield.
あんたが感じたのはクロウドじゃねえ。あんたとクロウドの娘、ユナだろ。
Ring escapes with EU.
Episode 4 Dream.
We see that Ring did change his utopia to a different location. EU is distraught, since she lost Yuna, but Ring assured her that Yuna is okay. We flash back to her mom singing, and her dad saying that they need to become strong to become Makai Knights. It's a heartwarming moment, especially when the family vows to stop the horrors. Then one day during a fight, EU got blinded by a monster. This haunts Yuna, knowing it was her fault. Kind then tells Rei the story of how he and Yuna's father searched for her mom. They found her working for Ring.
Sleep in the embrace of my feathers.
That's when Yuna's father lost his arm. Kind isn't sure what happened after so many years, but he wants to stop EU and Ring. As for Natsumi, she does have a whole story going on at the side, but I can't give everything away, can I?
Episode 5 Decision.
Our Makai heroes continue on the trail for Ring. Speaking of which, Ring entrusts Satoshi with the previous person's job, although it seems like Satoshi's had enough. He finds Yuna and tells her to run away together. Meanwhile, Rei tells Yuna that he's gonna fight Ring alone to bring back EU, but Yuna wants to go, which he says her resolve isn't strong enough. A fight begins between the two, and the action is as amazing as always. Despite her training and use of the Makai sword, she can't get close to beating Rei, so she breaks down. We see that Ring and EU have similar ideals, of wanting a world without fighting. EU begins to sing, remembering the day Ring met her, wanting to use her to create a better world, or so he says, as he kisses EU.
Episode 6 Savior.
T'inquiète. Les Makai Kishi ne tuent jamais les humains.
Rei and Ring have their duel. Ring spouts how humans constantly think of only themselves, even bringing in Satoshi as an example. When asked why Rei wants to kill Ring instead of saving others, Rei says it's because he himself hunts horrors. He's not the judge of humans. Meanwhile, Yuna confronts her mom, hesitating on killing her. EU embraces her daughter, and the two sing. This enrages Ring, having him go into his true form. Ring eats EU, and the final battle begins. Rei starts with a kick in the sky and a helmetless shot. Yuna cuts through Ring. She sings to keep her sword stuck inside him. Rei delivers the final blow. With that, Yuna and Kind go off on their own, as Rei stays to defend the city. And yeah, that's it. This season's only 6 episodes. Oh man. I know I just summarized that whole thing, but trust me, there's way more detail going on, and as always, I don't bring up every single thing here. So you can probably tell from my monotone voice here, I think Zero Black Blood isn't very good. Yeah, it hurts to say, I didn't enjoy this season that much, and it's for one major reason that may also sound hypocritical, but let me explain. This isn't a Zero story. It's all about Yuna, and Rei just so happens to be there. My expectations were set. I wasn't going in wanting a Garo season with Rei instead of Koga. I just wanted something great, because Garo's had hit after hit for me, for the most part. I did say a lot in the beginning how I loved the episodes of Garo when they weren't focused on Koga, but this is the same criticism I had for the Togen Flute. I enjoyed those episodes individually in their 20-some minute chunks. Here in Black Blood, it feels like a movie extended for 6 episodes without giving Rei much to do, when he's the main character. And sure, yeah, it's fine if the titular isn't the main focus, as long as the rest of the story is good, but wow, I actually found myself kind of bored of a Garo show for once. Here's the funny thing. I enjoyed the concept of the story on paper. A cult surrounding horrors sounds like it would happen, and it could even be a great season-long plot. In some ways, it is. Ring as a villain is expected, and I do like him. His random English phrases are just the cherry on top. It's just everything else, and I'm like waving my hand here. It's literally everything else. I did not care for EU or Yuna or the other Makai priest or the other side characters who took up all the B plot. I only cared about Ray because I cared about him in his previous appearance. Even crazier is that all the ingredients are here. EU, for example, has this incredible character idea where she can hold onto a Makai sword. It feels like the show teases us for EU to do something big, maybe even transform, if partly, but nope. My bad, that's on me. I shouldn't expect Garo to do something that cool, even though it always does something pretty cool. In between all of that is what drags the show down even more for me. Like I mentioned, the C-plot of the guy getting dragged into the cult life, and again, neat idea, it just goes on for a long while without much happening. And at the very least, as I always say, the action's pretty good. Yeah, wow, that's quite literally the only main positive I can think of. Yeah, Zero Black Blood was really boring.
0. Dragon Blood. Episode 1. Silver Wolf.
On a dark night, we see a carriage carrying an artifact. Then a woman checks into a hotel, where luckily they have a room open. Once inside, she sees people en masse ready to eat her. The next morning, another woman checks in. She's in search of a strange-looking egg. As she's about to get trapped, Suzumura Rei arrives to fight the horrors in the hotel. After an incredible fight scene, Zero escapes with the woman, who happened to take a picture of him while he was transformed.
Episode 2. Dancing Princess.
Rei asks the girl for the film rolls of him, threatening to throw away her camera. She hands the film over, with Rei giving back a picture of the egg. The woman asks about horrors, but Rei doesn't want to continue the conversation. Later on during a fight, the lady's camera is destroyed, so the next day, Rei gives her a replacement. Her name is Hiromi Alice, and she's interested in this world of horrors and Makai Knights. In another glimpse to the horseman, a woman named Kagome stops the carriage from opening the coffin. Its driver says waking the dragon is only possible with a certain person's strength.
Episode 3. Pistol.
Alice stops by a bar that acts as Rei's home base. He's not there at the moment, cause he's enjoying his time with the stranger who mistook Rei for his son. Maybe this Kamen Rider mistook Rei for another fellow Kamen Rider. At the end, we're back with Kagome and who she calls her brother. The legendary Dragon Knight is awoken. He's asked to find the last dragon egg, but in retort, kills Kagome's brother.
Episode 4. Dragon Man.
The Dragon Knight overlooks the city, disgusted at this world filled with humans, but he'll destroy it with his own dragon. Intertwining with that is Rei, who gets told of his next mission to find that dragon egg. Alice is also living at the bar now and decides to tag along with Rei. Alongside Rei's mission is a familiar face, Reka, who has appeared throughout Garo past Season 1. The three find the dragon egg when the Dragon Knight appears. A fight for the egg ensues as the knight summons his armor. In a last-ditch attempt for the egg, Alice places her hand on its seal, meaning she's the only one who can open it now, and the Dragon Knight just escaped with it.
Episode 5. Eternity.
Back at the bar, Alice tells a story of how she once saw a dragon egg when she was young, and took care of it. Then it was taken from her by Makai priests, introducing her to the world of horrors. Later that night, and after a battle with a horror, Kagome finds Rei and Alice, knowing she is the key to opening the egg.
Episode 6. Kagome.
Rei and Kagome fight for a bit until Reka stops them. Kagome explains that she and her brother have been training as priests since they were young. Then one day, her brother found a book of a strong dragon knight, and a dragon egg that can make Kagome stronger. Now Alice, Rei, Reka, and Kagome are teaming up to defeat the dragon. Kagome also has a fairy. Well, she's not called a fairy. She's called Hanazumi, who just chills with her. Adorable. The Dragon Knight finds Alice.
Episode 7. Twin Swords.
Alice wakes up to the knight, saying he just wants his child. The Dragon Knight convinces Alice to open the egg's cage, knowing she wants to see the beauty that's behind it. Rei arrives in time to fight the knight, who he says once protected humans. The priestesses join the fight, which leads them to a rooftop. Kagome sacrifices herself to stop the knight.
Episode 8. Photograph.
A grave is made for Kagome, while the dragon egg stays with Rei, who then kicks Alice out of the bar. Although, Alice asks for one more favor, pictures of Rei. He's told that the egg will be taken to the Tribune and be held at the Makai realm. Seems like all's well that ends well. Except when Alice says goodbye to Rei, and we see she took off with the dragon egg herself. And then...
Episode 9.
Alice starts to take care of the dragon, naming it Lupe. Reka and Rei are able to find them later that night, but once again, Alice is knocked out.
Episode 10. Legend.
The barkeep calls on Rei and Reka. He found Alice's pictures and put them together, realizing that Alice wanted the dragon this whole time and didn't have any passing interest in the egg. The Dragon Knight finds Alice, still alive because of his fish friend thing that I didn't mention before. Then, he tells her a story.
Long ago, before humans were able to fight horrors, a baby was offered as a sacrifice. It was about to be devoured until a dragon rescued it. The dragon raised the child as its own and named him Adele. In time, the dragon passed away, leaving behind a single egg. Adele would live together with the newly hatched egg, naming it Nova. The two were inseparable partners and continued to fight horrors together forevermore.
The Dragon Knight is named Adele, and the egg Alice was after was Adele and Nova's child.
Episode 11. Temple.
We start with the flashback of Adele taking care of Nova when the dragon is taken by Makai priests. Nova seals away Adele and burns away the land. Rei and friends go after Adele, though Alice wants to continue on Rei's adventure. He tries to find ways to stop her from following, even threatening her life, so the last thing he does is kiss Reka in front of Alice. Rei and Reka fight Adele, when Lupe fully grows and starts attacking those around it.
Episode 12. Smile.
Alice steps in to fly away with Lupe. Rei follows. Now Alice tells her story. She used to be bullied and found solace in the rainbow egg she found in the forest. She once read about that egg and started her plan. Thanks to the egg and books, she found out about the world of horrors and Makai Knights, so she would find a knight to protect her until it was time to hatch the egg. Alice would touch the egg's cage and get caught on purpose, all for the dragon. Rei fights Lupe, nearly killing it, but Alice gets absorbed into its body.
Episode 13. World.
Alice inside Lupe feels happy, like her dream is coming true, but she feels empty at the same time. She needs Rei. He goes for the rescue in a long battle against Lupe, so long that his timer runs out. Reka and Alice work to press the crest on Rei's chest to turn him back to normal, also while delivering the final blow to Lupe. Adele steps in for one last duel. Lupe starts to die, as Rei runs in to find Alice at its core. Rei admits to Alice that his real name is Ginga. During the credits, the barkeep wonders if Rei will ever return. Reka thinks he will. Rei owes her a drink after all. At the end, Rei holds onto a rainbow egg and prepares to fight the next horror. This is a 180 turn from Black Blood in basically every way, and I quite literally mean that, in every way. The characters, action, and story here are phenomenal. At first, I thought this was going to be like Black Blood with just more episodes, since the beginning was a little slow and didn't set up too much. Still, the first episode alone was really interesting, even if it was going to be that episodic format instead of serialized. However, once that final minute came around, I knew we were in for something greater. I'd say Dragon Blood is closer to Garo Makai Senki than Black Blood, as this has a mix of episodic and serialized storytelling within the same episode. But most importantly, Rei feels like an actual part of the story. Yeah, Rei has a much bigger focus this time around. I mean, not that much bigger, but he still feels like this story would change majorly if he wasn't the title character. I think there does come a major expectation with the show's title, especially for someone as popular as Zero. On one hand, I have personal wants, like maybe seeing more of Rei's backstory as Ginga, but I also understand that it's not necessary. The writers and Keita Memiya don't have to delve deeper into that, and it's basically a complete story anyway. On the other hand, if they're not gonna do that, then at least give us a reason as to why this is our main character for the story. Or not. Anyway, we get some extremely small glimpses of Rei's backstory and how he grows to be more human throughout Dragon Blood, and hey, I think it's perfect. Rei works as that brooding edgelord who smiles but knows he has a job to do. Okay, maybe brooding edgelord is too much, though he looks like one. Giving a whole show to himself could be tricky, since I loved his past appearances when he was a secondary character to Koga. Black Blood didn't work for me because, again, I just didn't care for the rest of the cast, and I didn't think they bounced off him well enough. Here, Alice is the perfect mix to his personality. Her happy and bouncy personality are just so good against Rei. I'm surprised that it wasn't done the first time. I will admit, Alice was a little annoying in the beginning, but she really grew on me. I can't really explain how, I just love this kind of dynamic. The two grew closer, which led to the previously mentioned growth for Rei, as he learned to enjoy a person's company. He just had a tough time accepting it. On top of that, it's an added layer if you watch Garo Season 1 to learn why Rei is the way he is. But if you didn't watch that, then this is just a really sweet pair. If you also want to know what happens to Alice after this show, then they did make a follow-up called Kamen Rider Geats. The rest of the cast is great too. I like seeing Rekka again, the bartender is cool. The villain, incredible. Dude, I could gush about this stuff forever. The last thing I want to mention is that for the first time, all the fights in this season were in real time. Yeah, each fight lasts under 99.9 seconds, and that's just really cool. Anyway, as you can tell from my lighter voice, I absolutely adore Dragon Blood. Where would I put it compared to the other shows? I'm not sure. I'll have to think about it for a while. But hey, it's more Garo. I can't complain about that. Black Blood was a bore, but Dragon Blood is incredible. With all that being said, join me next time as we enter the next generation of Makai Knights, as well as see the possible end of the Koga timeline with Garo Makai no Hana.